Good morning, everybody. This is a morning walkthrough before I water. This is my route, my watering route. There's some plants I don't know what they are. Maybe you can tell me. I think I'm going to yank one of them. This is a plant dry potted up with diamond frostiphobia, some vinca vine, and a miniature rose, and 2 salvias down there. And these are the heuchera that I transplanted earlier this season. They're starting to come along. Ignore the weeds, part of the game. Some dahlias. And that's a clematis that right in here doesn't seem to be vining very well. I broke the leader off on it by mistake. So we'll see what happens to that. This is the first bloom of the James Galway climber. This is the day after we had 100 degrees here yesterday. So I'm watering every day. This is the Sweet Autumn Clematis, which is doing a great job being a vine. Maybe it flowers later on in the season. Need some water. This is a little rhododendron I planted earlier this year. It blooms in the spring. I think that's it, but it'll be nice and green. I'm showing you a lot of green here because I had my first flush of roses on a lot of them. This is a New Dawn rose. It had a lovely flush and now it's recharging. The dianthus have bloomed out and I just go around and deadhead it. This is a cherry parfait rose. It's really pretty. I think that's a dahlia, but I'm not sure. I know these two are dahlias. Yeah, the bugs get at them. But this monster and that, I'm not sure. We'll see. If it doesn't bloom pretty soon, I'm going to yank them out. This is Vanessa Bell. She's got 3 roses on her. She looks absolutely beautiful. Planted this year. I'm going to turn around slowly. And this is the back side here. This, another pot. Roses, diamond frostiphobia, and some vinca. And then I've got 3 dahlias here. And this is an Atlas. This is that Atlas rose that was just fabulous. It just bloomed its heart out. And now it's recuperating. This is a rose from my mom's. And it was so hot. We had 100 degrees weather. Look at how it crisped up they're actually hard. The roses. I think that might be another cherry parfait. This is from my mom's. I transplanted it over here. Let's see. Now that, if you look at this rose, let's see if I can get a better angle on it. And then we come over to this one. It's very similar. So maybe it's another cherry parfait. And this is Mr. Lanky over here. I don't know the name of it. It's climbing and reblooming. So I'm real happy with that one. This poor baby, this is a climber called Handle. Black spot prone. I keep picking off the leaves, but it is showing a little more growth than it has. It's been, last year I planted that. So I'm not real pleased with that bad boy. These are 2 azaleas, some glads, and a bleeding heart. This is the Royal Welcome Rose that I planted. It's got buds on it. There's another shot of Mr. Lanky. And look at him. Excuse me. And this is one that I transplanted from the back. I had it way over there, which usually is mostly shade because of the big black walnut trees that I have. And it does have some buds on it, you can see, so it's going to bloom pretty soon. And there is what could be that cherry parfait. And that's the at last. These are some begonias I picked up and planted. Oh, and this is the dark night rose. I don't know if you can see the inside. When it comes up with a bloom, at first it's very orange on the bottom. Can't see it now. But that's the... There's another bud coming here. Another begonia. And then let's go back to my rose hospital. These are the plants that get the baby in. We'll start with the maples. This is a, which one is it? The Waterfall Japanese maple. It's pretty. And this is a lion's head maple, which is really cool, and I don't like the spider webs on my plants. There's some heuchera and a caladium coming up back over there. I planted a lot of caladium bulbs, and the squirrels had a heyday digging them out and eating them. Now, here comes the challenge. These are some bare root roses I picked up for cheap, which I may never do again, but there is a little growth on them. There. This one, I don't know, I think that's, I hate to say it's dead, but it looks pretty dead. This one, really looks dead. This one might have a bit of a chance. I think there's a little bit of growth somewhere on that one. This one, at least they're green. So I'm waiting to see if there's any growth on these guys. Clematis is out of bloom. Dogwood's doing dogwood things. The ferns I planted in the back, I seem to be doing okay. That peony never blooms, just kind of sits there happy, but that's the happiest it's ever been right there. I may have to dig it up and plant it closer to the surface. Might be planted too deep. There's some begonias in there, some fun looking ones, and the foam flowers. And here's some wiggly piggly hostas I put in, the only hostas I have in the backyard. I'm not a real hosta fan. Another dogwood. And the astilbe. Look at that spider. Oh God. You see him? Booger, right there. In the middle. I see you. Look at that web. I literally knocked that web down yesterday, and I'm going to knock it down again today. And that little dude planted that whole thing. Hope you don't get grossed out. I'm kind of grossed out. I'm not a spider fan. The stilb are doing really nicely. Yeah, I know it's pretty spider, but, you know, go somewhere else. It's too hot out in the sun. This is an Akiba vine. Which the Akiba's away. And then the kind of woodland-y kind of stuff going on here. A stilbe, I think that's Chantilly lace right there. Can't remember the name of that. something I planted in there. And these are, I think, coneflowers coming up. Some glads. And some creeping phlox. Get off. So we're going to get eaten alive. And these are 2 coneflowers that I planted this year. This used to be full of Rebecca. This whole garden here was full of Rebecca and coneflowers, and the Rebecca died out this year. So I have to watch my step here. This is a drop off. The tulips are gone, and there are some irises coming up. And this is the garden sun. See, they bloom really nicely, and then the blooms fall off, and then you wait for the next flush. Some more glads. That's some dill that came back from last year. You can see it right there. And this one is Joseph's Coat. This is a cool rose. It's a climber, but look at this. It comes out with all these colors. It starts kind of yellow, and then it goes into the red and the orange. And that one's healthy. It's coming along. Some phenomenal lavender here. And celosia. I can't remember the name of the drippy stuff. The phlox is planted last year is just great. That's an elderberry back there. And then I have my bank of hydrangeas I planted last summer. This is snow in summer. It kind of gets kind of ratty looking after its first bloom of all that white flowers. And that is a Chicago peace rose right there. Oh, I missed one. Let's go back. Yeah, I haven't gotten the stone yet for all this area. It might go to next year. This is a peace rose that I planted. And I don't see any blooms on it yet, but that's okay. It's just getting itself ready. Come along, the phlox is just a great. I think I'm going to grab another phlox and stick it over here just so there's kind of a cohesiveness thing going on, and there's kind of like a gap right back there. The pots are doing pretty good this year with the verbena, etc. And look at this Lady of Shalott. Her first blooms. Some Dora. The Delphinium. And this is Princess Alexandria of Kent. This rose is absolutely beautiful. Look at the size of it. Just stunning. It gets kind of a dusty rose. Dusty rose for rose. Really like this rose. This is Zephyrin Doreen, I think. And back here, Sweet Mademoiselle. Yeah, I'm getting some black spot. It's big when it's not so hot. This is Sweet Mademoiselle, who is just taking her sweet butt time doing anything. I'm looking for any buds on her. She took a hit. Yeah, looks like a virus. In fact, I might chop this whole thing back. And here we have Princess Marguerite. Coming up. of them here. That's an Atlas rose right there. It's taking a hard hit. This one's doing a little better. I've been clipping this one back. Hitting black spot. And that is that little miniature rose, which needs, I have to deadhead it some more. And this poor Atlas rose just murdicated. Bloody bugs. This is another delphinium. And this is oh so easy. That's a peony I planted a couple years ago. Yep. My weeds are great. Okay, fabulous. And that beauty over there is Mark Chagall. The Clematis is coming up. And so is the wisteria. And here's some of the first blooms on the Hydrangea. Lavender's doing really, really well. I had another one right there and I lost that one. The winter killed that one. Let's see if I'll give you another shot. The Chagall, this bloom is over. But it's a pretty bloom. And a sturdy plant. Over here. This is a knockout. It's supposed to be coral. Comes out bright kind of pink and then goes to this light pink. And this is the little endless summer hydrangea I planted last year, and it died all the way back. And then I saw this little flower under here. I need to put some more acid fertilizer on it. Get a darker blue. Here are my planters. Yes, some haven't been planted. That's okay. Here's a dahlia. Coming up. Gonna do something exciting. If I talk about potato vine being a thug, I have in the past. Look at this. It's a monster. This is a licorice plant. White stuff. Kind of cool. That's kind of thuggish too. I kind of move it back. Some verbena. The coleus with Gerber daisies. Cyclamen there. These are Gerber daisies. They're going to come back with another flower. This one's kind of interesting. I like the way I did this pot. And this is Creeping Jenny that I just was growing wild from last year, and so I just dug it out and threw it in this pot. And it's kind of doing cool. So do a slow pan. I have to get water. And that's it. Thanks for stopping by. And anybody knows what that thing, excuse my nasty nail, is, let me know. Because I'm getting real ready to tear that bad boy out. Have a good one. Bye.